In 1971, a record label executive listened to a song and said, "This will never be a hit." That song has been sampled over 300 times. It's been played at every cookout, every wedding reception, every summer barbecue for 50 years. But that's not even the strangest part. The artist who wrote it never saw the success. Someone else took it to number one 6 years later. 10 songs, 10 failures, 10 second chances the industry never saw coming. And if you think you know which ones made the list, you don't. Let's start with a song that almost destroyed a career before it even began. Number 10, Dream On by Aerosmith. A band from Boston releases their first single off their debut album. The label hated it. Radio ignored it. It peaked at number 59 and disappeared. Steven Tyler had written Dream On his father's piano when he was 17 years old. He spent 6 years perfecting it, and when they finally recorded it, the guitarist Joe Perry didn't even like it. Too slow, he said. Not enough blues. Then it flopped, and Tyler spiraled. Couldn't understand why nobody heard what he heard. But here's where the story turns. 2 years later, after Aerosmith had built a following through relentless touring, their manager convinced Columbia Records to do something almost unheard of: re-release the same single. December 1975, same song, same recording, different result. Our Dream On climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. Became their signature song, the one that still closes every show. That line, you know, dream until your dreams come true, almost never reached you at all. Number 9, Tiny Dancer by Elton John. You've sung this one at a party, in a car, maybe on a plane full of strangers pretending they don't know the words. But in 1972, Tiny Dancer wasn't a classic. It was a failure. Elton John released it as a single off Madman Across the Water. It peaked at number 41 in America, never even released as a single in the UK. The problem? 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Radio stations couldn't fit it. And when they edited it down, they cut the parts that made it magical. That slow piano build, those strings that don't hit until you've already surrendered. The label moved on, Elton moved on, and that's where the story should have ended, but it didn't. For almost 30 years, Tiny Dancer lived in the shadows. A deep cut, a fan favorite nobody else remembered. In my hand. Hey, then Cameron Crowe put it in Almost Famous. Ooh, that's Scene on the Bus. Everyone singing together. Jeffrey Katzenberg called Elton before the film came out, said, "There's a scene in this movie that's going to make Tiny Dancer a hit all over again." And Elton laughed. Because in England, he said, that song went down like a Led Zeppelin. By 2018, it was certified triple platinum. Sometimes the world just needs time to catch up. Real talk. Only 9% of you watching this are actually subscribed. That hurts a little, not gonna lie. We spend hours digging through archives, fact-checking every detail, bringing these stories back to life because this music deserves to be remembered. And you're here because you care about that too. So if these videos mean something to you, if you've ever said, "Damn, I didn't know that," or felt something while watching, Just hit subscribe. It's free, takes 2 seconds, and it tells YouTube to show this to more people who love this music like we do. Let's build this together. All right, back to the story. Number 8, Layla by Derek and the Dominos. Eric Clapton wrote one of the most desperate love songs in rock history and hid his name from it. He's in love with Patty Boyd, his best friend George Harrison's wife, and he can't tell anyone. So he formed a band nobody had heard of, Derek and the Dominos, and poured every ounce of that heartbreak into a 7-minute song called Layla. The album dropped. Nobody bought it. Because here's the thing, Clapton's name wasn't on the front cover. People thought it was just some unknown band releasing a double album. Radio couldn't play a 7-minute song, and the label didn't push it. Layla peaked at number 51, then vanished. Clapton fell into a drug-fueled depression. He couldn't understand why no one felt what he was feeling. It wasn't until 1972 when the song was re-released on a compilation with Clapton's name attached that it finally climbed to number 7 in the UK, number 10 in America. And then 20 years later, he recorded it again for MTV Unplugged, stripped it down, slowed it down. That acoustic version won a Grammy. 2 versions, 2 lifetimes, same heartbreak. Number 7, Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues.
Never meaning to send.
Justin Hayward is 19 years old, writes a song about satin bed sheets his girlfriend gave him, records it with his band, the Moody Blues. It does okay in the UK, number 19, not bad. In America, number 103. Nobody cared. The song was too long, too orchestral, too different from everything else on the radio. And the Moody Blues were still recovering from their only real hit, Go Now, which had been 3 years earlier and felt like it belonged to a different band entirely. So, Nights in White Satin disappeared into the catalog. A deep cut on a concept album that critics didn't understand. Then something strange happened. FM radio. By 1972, there were DJs who didn't follow playlists, didn't care about 3-minute rules. They played what they loved. And they loved this song.
Letters I've written.
It started as a regional breakout in Seattle, then spread, then exploded. The song that nobody wanted in 1967 hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and 5 years later. Same recording, same mix, different world. And the Moody Blues, they went from almost forgotten to pioneers of progressive rock. All because a few DJs decided to trust their ears instead of the charts.
His eyes before.
Number 6, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. Gloria Gaynor is coming off back surgery, recording from a wheelchair, in a back brace, in pain. Her label gives her a song called Substitute, a cover of a Righteous Brothers tune. That's the single. That's the one they're pushing. But the producers have another song, something they've been holding on to for years, waiting for the right voice. They play it for Gloria. She reads the lyrics, and something clicks. I Will Survive became the B-side, the throwaway, the song nobody at Polydor Records thought twice about. Then DJ Richie Kazor at Studio 54 flipped the record over, and everything changed. The crowds went crazy. 'Cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried? Kazor told other DJs, they told radio stations, the label had no choice. They flipped the single, made I Will Survive the A-side. It hit number one. He won the Grammy for Best Disco Recording, the first and only time that category ever existed. And that song, Gloria, recorded in a wheelchair, still fills dance floors 45 years later. Think about that. A B-side written for someone else, recorded by a woman who could barely stand, became the anthem of survival itself. But then I spent so many nights. Number 5, Blinded by the Light by Bruce Springsteen / Manfred Mann. Bruce Springsteen is 23 years old. Nobody knows his name. His label tells him his debut album doesn't have a single. So he sits in his bedroom with a rhyming dictionary and writes the most word-packed 3 minutes of his career. Blinded by the Light, full of references to his childhood, his friends, his baseball team, his bout with the mumps. It flopped hard, didn't chart. The album sold poorly. Columbia Records almost dropped him. But here's what most people don't know. Bruce Springsteen has never had a number one hit as a performer. Not one. The only Springsteen song to ever hit number one in America, someone else had to sing it. Manfred Mann's Earth Band takes Blinded by the Light, adds a synth intro, extends it to 7 minutes, and changes the lyrics just enough to confuse everyone. Revved Up Like a Deuce became, well, you've heard what it sounds like. February 1977, number one on the Billboard Hot 100, Springsteen's song, someone else's voice, his only chart topper. And here's what's wild. Springsteen didn't love it. He thought they butchered it, but the royalties, those kept coming. Number 4, Strawberry Letter 23 by Shuggie Otis, the Brothers Johnson. Shuggie Otis wrote this song at 17 years old. His father was Johnny Otis, a legend who discovered Etta James and Big Mama Thornton. Shuggie was a prodigy who played bass on Frank Zappa's Peaches on Regalia when he was still a teenager. In 1971, he releases Strawberry Letter 23 on his album Freedom Flight. It's psychedelic, it's strange, it's got a guitar solo that sounds like it's coming from another dimension, and nobody bought it. Shuggie retreated, stopped touring, became almost a ghost in the industry, one of those what-if artists people whispered about but couldn't find. Then George Johnson, one half of the Brothers Johnson, started dating Shuggie's cousin. She gave him a copy of Freedom Flight. George played it for Quincy Jones, and Quincy heard something. The Brothers Johnson record their version. Funkier, dancier. Still that same guitar solo, recreated note for note by Lee Ritenour, number 5 on the Hot 100, number 1 on the R&B charts. The 12-inch single was pressed on strawberry-scented red vinyl. That's how confident they were. In Shuggie Otis, he didn't see any of that success directly. His version had been forgotten. The industry moved on without him. But every time that song plays at a summer cookout, at a family reunion, in the background of a movie, that's his melody, his vision, his strawberry letter, finally delivered. Number 3, Monster Mash by Bobby Boris Pickett.
He did the Monster Mash. It was
Okay, this one's going to surprise you. Bobby Pickett records a novelty song doing his best Boris Karloff impression. It hits number 1 right before Halloween. Classic.
on chains backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers would have...
But here's the thing about novelty songs. They're supposed to come and go. One season, one joke, done. Monster Mash didn't get the memo.
It's caught on in a flash.
The song came back in 1970, re-entered the charts at number 91. Then in 1973, it came back again, this time reaching number 10.
To rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
The same exact recording, 3 different decades, 3 separate chart runs. No other song in history has done this.
the scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds.
And you want to know the wildest part? Elvis Presley hated it. Bobby Pickett found out through a friend who knew Elvis. She told him the king thought Monster Mash was the dumbest record he'd ever heard. Bobby's response, well, whoever liked Elvis anyway.
They played the Monster Mash.
Meanwhile, the song kept earning, still earns, over $1 million a year in royalties as of 2023.
And do my graveyard smash.
A song Elvis thought was stupid became one of the most enduring recordings in American history. Some songs don't just survive, they resurrect.
Included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son.
Number 2, Alone Again, Naturally, by Gilbert O'Sullivan.
She stood him up, no point in us remaining.
I need you to hear what this song is actually about. On the surface, beautiful melody, soft piano, Gilbert O'Sullivan's gentle voice.
Merciful if he really does exist. Why did
Underneath, a man standing on a tower contemplating jumping off, abandoned at the altar, questioning if God exists, watching both his parents die. This is one of the darkest songs to ever hit number 1 in America. O'Sullivan is 21 years old. He writes a song so devastating, so honest, that it shouldn't work as a pop single.
remember I cried when my father died, never wishing to hide the tears.
Neil Diamond covered it and said he couldn't believe a 21-year-old wrote it. Said it felt like something from someone who'd lived 3 lifetimes.
I tower, and climbing to the top, will throw.
The song spent 6 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was the second biggest song of the entire year. And nobody talked about what it was really saying.
Mended, left unattended.
That's the thing about great songwriting. You can hide the deepest pain inside the prettiest melody, and people will sing along without knowing they're singing about wanting to die.
From me, no words were ever spoken. And when she
Gilbert O'Sullivan gave us permission to feel the weight, and we danced to it anyway.
knew the role I was about to play, but as if to not.
Number 1, I Want You to Want Me by Cheap Trick. Cheap Trick releases I Want You to Want Me as the lead single off their album In Color. It doesn't chart at all. The studio version was too polished, too restrained. It didn't capture what made this band special. That raw, unhinged energy they brought to every live show. In America, Cheap Trick was still a club band. Good but not great. Respected but not revered. But in Japan, they were gods. The band records a live album at the Budokan Arena in Tokyo. The crowd is screaming so loud you can barely hear the instruments. And when they play I Want You to Want Me, something happens. The energy translates, the desperation in Robin Zander's voice, the simplicity of the hook, the crowd singing every word back. That live version, recorded in Japan, released against the band's wishes, hit number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Same song, same melody, same lyrics, but it took 12,000 screaming Japanese fans to teach America what they'd been missing. Cheap Trick didn't change the song. They just played it where people could finally hear it. And that live album at Budokan became the blueprint for every live album that followed. Sometimes a song doesn't need to be rewritten. It just needs to be believed.